Well, I just found a gem. Just watch this. Has to do with Jim Cramer. Saturday, I'm relaxed. Anyway, I'm D7, have 22 years trading in the stock market using technical analysis. And this weekend in our video, we reached out to a guy named Davey the Day Trader, Dave Portnoy, to help him with his trading. He's lost $300,000, or I'm sorry, in a $3 million account, he's lost $600,000. So we're reaching out to him to take our class. But Jim Cramer had some words for him, and you just can't make this up. Let's listen.
Jim, you've had a long career on Wall Street, and you learned a lot of lessons. So I want to ask you, what kind of lessons have you learned, and what advice do you have for day traders like Dave Portnoy?
All right, so Portnoy, what he has to do, first he has to do technical analysis. He's got to find out what stocks are about to have a breakout, okay? Wow. That's the most important thing of doing technical analysis. Is this stock about to break it? You look at the MACD, you look at, we do all the different charts, what the pattern looks like, whether there's large buying, large selling. So, I mean, he needs to watch our Tuesday show where we tell everything about what a chartist thinks. That's the best show, and we've been so right. It's incredible. After he does that, day trade, he has to see if there's any research on a particular area, and then he has to make up his mind whether there's a stock like Bristol, which, hit the bottom today, and now it's going to go back up. That's what he should be in. He should be looking for stocks that stop and then U-turn. Because if he just picks up, or he should open with shorts on the stocks that are up really big. But he has to cover. You have to cover them because they're going to end up going back up again.
You got to cover. Oh, hold on. I got to pause this. Oh, Jim. I love you, brother. You and I have not met, not yet, but I knew about you before you became famous on CNBC and Mad Money. And I watched you from the very beginning when nobody knew who you were. So we go way, way back. But you have always thumbed your nose at technical analysis. You've always poo-pooed it. You've always said that was tea leaves and star reading. You never had respect for it until later you started warming up to it when you found out your base, your people, your followers were interested in technical analysis. You didn't have a choice but to get into it. And here you are today talking about technical analysis. And holy smokes, you made comments like you got to look for stocks that are ready to break out. Yes, you got to look for chart patterns. Absolutely. You got to know what those things are. And you said, and you bring up one indicator out of the whole group of MACD out of the blue. And you said, you got to look at the MACD. Why that one out of all of them? I mean, Jim, in all fairness, the MACD it's not an indicator, it's an oscillator. And it's not just an oscillator, it's a centered oscillator. It's a centered oscillator, it's a zero line and oscillates over that. And there's two lines used in the MACD. There's the MACD line and then there's the signal line. The MACD line is made up, did you know this, of two moving averages, but not just two moving averages, there's two exponential moving averages. And it gives an average of those, and it gives you one MACD line. And on that MACD line, then there's another EMA that's plotted on that. And that signal line is also an EMA, and that gives you your MACD. But you're looking for, you say you're looking for large volume, big movers coming in. That's easily done with volume. You just look at volume and you know what's going on there. And it's interesting that you devoted a one full episode to technical analysis. And you talked about how right you guys have been. Of course, technical analysis works. But you have cut your teeth on fundamental analysis, and I respect that because I have two mentors, one in technical analysis, the other one in fundamental analysis, and we learned something quite valuable. Let's pick our companies fundamental analysis, and then let's trade those stocks technical analysis. You do that, you get the best of both worlds, and I'm glad that you're starting to come over to the other side. It's good to see. And I think you could have done a little better with helping Davey the Day Trader. So If you're day trading the stocks, what you're looking for are massive movers, specifically with volume over 500,000 daily volume. At a minimum, you need more than that. You're looking for pre-market movement with significant volume coming in. And then, yes, you can fade gaps, but you got to understand what gaps you're going to be fading. And you have to have a good, solid methodology on stop loss management, which is critical. Risk, it's all about risk in trading, especially day trading. And you have to have principles. You have to have your business set up to properly trade. There's a lot of things to be looking at. In day trading, you need to be looking at market internals, be looking at the tick, be looking at the trend, TRIN. Those are critically important in your day trading. You have to be looking at higher time frames. I prefer looking at other type of bar charts, right? That help increase your probabilities of trend continuations or being able to analyze them quickly, especially when you're looking at 1-minute charts. So those are just a few things we're talking about. But when you're talking about look for stocks that are hitting the bottom and do a U-shape, are you kidding? That doesn't help anybody. It makes no sense, Jim. It makes no sense. Look for stocks that are dropping, hitting a bottom, and doing a U-shape back up. Quit. Man, just quit. And then definitely don't buy any stocks that's opening up and just immediately shorting them and then saying you've got to be able to cover because they're going to go back up. I mean, anyway, here's the deal. Dave the Day Trader. Go to Grok Trade if you want to be helped. We have a class coming up. We teach only 3 days out of the month. The rest of it's our time. We're traders first, educators second. We donate, not technically donate. We give 3 days of our month up. That's 10%. We give up our 10% to teach. So look us up at Grok Trade. Anyway, thanks for the laugh. I really enjoyed this. Take care.